Okay, so that was really cool. Of course, Izzy's drinking water now. I don't have good service, so I don't know the whole story on these barns, but they're the Mormon Row, and I know they're like the most photographed barns in the Tetons, probably in Wyoming, but I do know they were like from here when the settlers like named it Mormon Row. So let's see if I can give better explanation. I've been driving by this place every time out to this campsite, and it's just been so busy, and I know it's really pretty in the morning, but I haven't had a good sunrise. And today is such a clear day, and today's a driving day. I was going to do the Phelps Lake Trail today, but it was closed off the other day, and I'm bummed because I want to jump off the cliff. But I think I'm going to drive up to Yellowstone, just drive through it, and then come back down to Pinedale and go to like Fremont Lake, and it's supposed to be like 80 there almost, and the dog's with me. And I kind of, now that my friends are gone, and I did kind of get some news from like just like some personal things that kind of put me like in just really deep thinking space again. And I feel like going on the hikes and stuff in the Tetons has been amazing, but I always like, it sounds silly, but like I miss my dog, so I'm doing it. But I've had my friends, so I think it'll be good for me to spend a couple days like solely like with the dogs, and I think that'll be good for me. Okay, so Mormon Row is a settlement. Leaders of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter of Saints, or Mormons, sent parties from Salt Lake Valley to find new settlements to support their expanding population. Mormon settlers from Idaho first arrived here in the late 1800s. The U.S. Post Office named this community Gravant, also known as Mormon Row. Mormon pioneers formed close-knit communities around their church and school. Families cooperated with each other in large projects, from building barns to digging ditches. Women worked in the community, assisting neighbors with births and chores. Mormon pioneers picked this place for its relatively fertile soil, protection from the winds, Blacktail Butte, and other access to Gros Ventre River, despite the harsh conditions of Jackson Hole. Mormon settlers succeeded at growing crops by using irrigation techniques that developed the 1847 settlement of the Great Basin. They built an intricate network of waterways between 1896 and 1937 to provide crucial water for their crops. Notice the remaining ditches here still flowing with water. And they were, and I actually didn't even know that, and I was thinking like the ditches were so beautiful. There's these streams that like go through. So that's really pretty cool to see in person. It's just crazy. I've been driving by it every single day. And my friends told me it's like the most photographed picture, but I knew there had been more to it, so that's really cool. Actually really sad to leave that spot. I had another day I could have stayed there, but I'm very strategic about like with the weather what I want to do and where I want to be. And I really want to be in Pinedale. It's about to be like 77 degrees, and I want to go kayaking, and I could go in the national park, but I'm just with like my friends leaving, and then I just feel like I'm ready to be hanging out with the dogs, and so we're gonna kind of go to Pinedale. But I'm so close to Yellowstone, and I've been there before. I just think I'm gonna drive through, but then that makes me like 4.5 hours from Pinedale, and that is not ideal. But then again, I'm like, I can stop on the way and sleep somewhere, and get up in the morning, and I just feel like it's 4.5 hours, but it's also only like 150 miles. And I think I would just regret not doing all this stuff while I'm in Wyoming, you know? I just worry, like, maybe I won't have the chance to see Yellowstone again for a long time. And I stopped at all the stops I, like, wanted to see in Yellowstone, so I think it'll just be nice to drive through and just kind of chill, have a driving day. I just don't think my body can do another hike today, mentally and physically. I just started getting a little bored, and I kind of just want to hang out with the dogs. And it's just like a beautiful day, too. Also, because it's still a little chilly, but it's a beautiful day to drive. That is something I wanted to see from the first time I came to Yellowstone. And I'm actually on the entrance on my way out, and I was just like, well, yeah, it was worth like driving through Yellowstone, but I didn't see anything like crazy. I mean, I didn't stop or anything, but I didn't see any like crazy wildlife. And then that happened. Oh my God. I'm like so glad I was able to experience that. That was really, really cool. Oh my gosh. So I arrived at where we were gonna stay tonight, but I don't feel like it's a good idea because I haven't had service for like 2 hours, and my mom is always, oh, there's a fat lab running outside. It's cute. Hi. Oh yeah, I got a lab in here myself.
Come on, Ruger, come on.
Was that not the cutest, fattest, oldest lab you've ever seen in your life? His name is Ruger. Like, Bobo, that was a lab, kid. Wow. Okay, well, I haven't had service in like 2 hours, and I told my mom, like, hey, Bodhi, I'm going into Yellowstone. When I get out, I will get a hold of you and let you know everything's okay. Well, like, I didn't realize, I was originally gonna go out the east center, so I went out the northeast. I'm in Montana. No service. And when I'm kind of low on gas, and when I stopped at the gas station only to put $25 in because it was $6, I asked the guy like when people get cell phone service, and he was like 33 miles that way, and it's the opposite way I'm going. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going towards Cody. He's like, I don't know, I haven't had a cell phone in so long. And he was kind of a jerk. So I mean, it's only 6 o'clock. I think I'm gonna feed the dogs here and then keep trying to head south. Because, I mean, I have to go 5 hours south anyway to get to Pinedale. But I'm thinking if I can kind of get near Cody, I'll feel better. And I know I have service there, but my maps won't load. And this is when I'm like, I'm an idiot. I've been saying I need to buy, like, a paper map forever, and I haven't. But Overlander, like, works. But it doesn't really show you roads. But we're going to use our noggin here and use the directions that the nature is giving us. I'm actually somewhat good with like north, south, east, west, and so we'll be fine, but I just want to get service because I just know my mom, and I know she's gonna be, Krissy said she's gonna get a hold of me and she won't. And I have my satellite phone, but of course I haven't added contacts in there yet, so I don't know how to text her, but I'll look into that soon. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, feed the dogs. We're gonna figure this out. But I am in a really sweet part of Montana. I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere. It is like crazy, but I would feel better with a little bit of service. Also, what I completely forgot to say is I just feel a little nervous because the bus smells so hot. Like, it smells like my brakes, but I haven't been using my brakes that much, and it smells really hot. My engine's temperature is okay, but I don't know, it just does not smell good, and so that makes me a little nervous. But I mean, everything's checking out okay, so that's just what has me a little bit on edge. And I just hate not having service because if something goes wrong, you know. Anyway, we're gonna keep moving. I just looked at the map and I can see where the road splits, like probably 10 miles ahead, and it heads towards Cody, and I think I'll have better service there, so that is our game plan. But I do want to say, so I was thinking about it, and this buffalo that I saw on the way out was, I mean, obviously amazing, but it's funny because the same thing happened last year. I had seen a bunch of wildlife. I spent like 3 days in Yellowstone, 3 or 4, actually 4, and so I feel like I saw a lot. But it wasn't until it was on my way out, it was like middle of nowhere, when I saw this buffalo like right next to the road. I pulled over. It was like a safe place to pull over too. Like it was like a meant to be a pull off. And he sat out there, I mean, the whole time I was there, an hour, just like scratching on a rock and moseying around. And I was just staring out my window at him. And that was really cool. And it was cool because I was the only one there. And it wasn't like cars were lined up and stuff. So the exits and the entrances are where it's at. So we have a problem. I'm pushing on my brakes and it's going all the way down. I just started the vehicle back up. Yeah, this is not good. I have like no brakes, but I did before I stopped, and when I stopped for like 5 minutes to go to the bathroom, now I don't know, they're not working. So I might try to find that guy that was walking by, but I'm just gonna sit here and let this cool off even more. I don't really know what else to do. Okay, update. There's 2 girls who are sleeping in a tent near me. First off, I would not sleep in a tent here. I would be really scared of bears. All the other campsites, like within minutes of here, do not allow tent camping because of bear. So I would be scared to do that. So kudos to them. Bodhi, sit down. Anyway, I talked to them. I'm gonna give it a little bit and let it cool down because it still feels hot and smells hot. And they're gonna be here in the morning, so they can give me a ride into town, which is 10 minutes away, but town has no service either. And that was the guy that was being rude to me. But they have to have a lane line. So either way, like, I'm trying not to stress. It's only 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna give it an hour, and I'm gonna try to start it up because I'd feel more comfortable getting to service, but I'm trying not to stress because it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it is, but it isn't. I'm not like I'm stranded. Well, I mean, I kind of am, but not really. Like, it could be worse. It could be like not starting. So try not to stress. Me and Bodhi just walked up the way a little bit because there's a river, and one of the rivers literally overflowing one of the camp spots. And so I let him play in it for a little bit, and he had fun. But like, I mean, this place is beautiful, but like, it is like, there's deer. Like, I mean, I'm sure it's just like bear country. So we're just gonna stay close for a little bit. Anyway, good thing is I have food, I have water, I have a toilet. Well, there's also a toilet like 10 feet that way. I have beer. Like, it could be so much worse, right? That's what I'm telling myself. I also have my hood open just in case a person comes by and is like, do you need help? I'll just tell them my situation. So I have my hood open because of that, and also because I want my front end to cool down because I want to check my coolant because I've been having a problem with that for over a month now, but it hasn't been bad lately. So anyway, I'm just trying to cool everything down. I mean, I can smell the brakes from inside the bus. And it just blows my mind because, like, I wasn't hitting my brakes that much. And, like, last year, I went down in the same park, I went down this really steep way for a while. My brakes smelled, and I was fine. And I just had my brakes checked. So I'm, like, not too worried about it. But worst case scenario is I stay till the morning, which is probably a good idea. And then the girls have to give me a ride into town. And then I just have to get a hold of AAA and have them tow me somewhere. It's just hard because it's like I don't have service. So I can't look up like a mechanic that can help me out. But like, it could be way worse. The town that I'm talking about is 10 minutes that way. And I mean, there's nothing there. I mean, it's all cabins and motels and stuff because it's outside the park. But like, someone is bound to help me. So I'm just telling myself it's fine. Good energy. This will work out. It could be way worse. I just wish I could like call up my friend Jameson, who I like contact about everything. I wish I could call him and be like, so if my brakes were smelling and they were fine, but then when I went to push on them, it went all the way through the floor, are they gonna be fine a little bit, or am I? But I'm sure they're gonna be fine because like they were working. That's the weird thing. Like, yeah, they're smelling, they were working. It wasn't until I stopped and went to the bathroom and started to back up that, like, and they are working a little bit, but I mean, I have to go all the way to the floor, so I don't trust going, like, down the mountain more. So, I'm gonna give it a little bit. I just don't know, like, because it's gonna be dark in an hour and a half, and that's probably when they'll be cooled down, and I don't know if it's smart. Saying it out loud, obviously it's not, but I would rather, like, Cody, Wyoming, I think is probably 70 miles from here now because it was 80 when I was in the park. I feel better getting to Cody because it's more of a legit town. I just don't know if it's safe doing that when it's getting dark out. I'm just gonna have to play it by ear. I should just stay the night because the girls will be here in the morning, but I would just feel better getting their service. Anyway, okay. I'll keep y'all updated. Holy you guys. Okay, so I've been watching the clock and like it's hard because my watch still says it's 9:30, so it's on Michigan time, even though Bodhi, come back in here, honey, dude. Okay, why would you ever just like leave me like that? I don't know. But I've been watching it. I'm like, oh, it's already like 9:30. It's getting late. I mean, the sun is starting to kind of set at the mountains. I looked at my phone. I'm like, no, it's only 7:30. But I was like, it's still been an hour and a half since I got here when I said, you know, whatever. I was like, I am just going to try it. And then I was like, if I try though, what if I ruin it more? So I went around and checked, because it's the back ones. And my right one is the only one that still feels warm and smells. But my left one's perfectly fine. But the wind is blowing this way. So I was like, you know, for a peace of mind, I gotta try it. And it seems okay. It seems fine. And I kind of just want to get out of here because I just think I'll have a better peace of mind when I have service. So I'm gonna whip the bus around. So maybe the wind will blow that side. We'll see. It felt okay, but I mean, that's also the thing though, that I'm like contemplating. This is why it is so challenging being by yourself. Rather than two people, because I could bounce ideas off of another person. But my thought is I want to get going as soon as possible before the sun sets to get to Cody, because I'm an hour and 15 minutes away. Or it might be smart just to wait till the morning and totally let it cool out. Saying it out loud, obviously tomorrow sounds better, but for a peace of mind, I don't want to have anxiety all night, like wondering. So I mean, it's windy right now. So I'm going to whip it around. Hopefully it cools off the other side. I have a good feeling. I feel like it'll be okay. My gut is telling me it'll be okay to get going. Anyway, this is what I will feel better about. Getting service, calling my friend, asking his opinion, and then going from there. I mean, I haven't had brake problems until this park. I'm sure it's the park. Also, my elevation right now is way higher than like what I'm used to, so I'm sure like I've been going downhill more than I think. Maybe I'm trying to make myself feel better. I don't know. All I know is Izzy's trying to make Bodhi feel better. Leave him alone, please. I feel like I need out of here. I'm just like nervous being here because I feel like I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere. You know, so I have this thing about like solo female nomad. I like hate that expression because I feel like it puts us in a box, because I feel like I do have friends who are also in a relationship who are badasses and they're not solo, and that shouldn't take that away from them, you know? And I feel like I would be just as the same same badass that I am now if I was single or if I had a boyfriend. But I will say being by yourself, and I think that is the thing, instead of saying like single or solo female nomad, I think just being by yourself, all the decisions are on you. Every choice is on you, and that is the difference. And so I really like discourage myself from saying like single, female, whatever. And I think I probably have said a few hashtags like that, but like, I will say, I think it is more normal for men to know how to like look at an engine, kind of see what, like, know what they're looking at, or like look at fluid levels. Like, if I had a partner with me, I'm not going to say male, just a partner with me, they would probably know how to look at those things and know what they're looking at, where I haven't. And so I've had to learn. And I think that's the difference. And I think that's why I've had this weird, I don't want to piss anyone off, but I've had this weird, like, not wanting to, like, say single female or solo female nomad or solo female traveler, because I just feel like it puts us in a box. I don't want to put myself into like a persona or like a, like, I really don't want to piss people off, but like a fad saying, because I think I am the same person by myself. I'm the same person I am by myself if I was in a relationship. I think I have a lot to offer in a relationship, but I am like by myself having to make all these decisions. And so I get why people do resort to giving themselves the I feel like I'm gonna really make people angry by saying this, and I mean the best by it, but instead of like giving myself this like not, if I will be the same person I am now. If I start dating someone in 5 months, that doesn't make me any less of capable than I am now. And I think that's like the issue, is people like make that their personality is they're single or they're solo. That's the word, solo. And then when they're not solo anymore, what do they have to say? And I know that some people do have an issue, like they struggle with going from being single to in a relationship, whatever, and they feel like they have to justify themselves. And that's the problem, is I don't feel like they should have to justify themselves. This is what I'm getting at. They shouldn't have to justify themselves because they are still a badass. And that's why I don't want to put myself in that box and label myself as a solo female traveler, because that's not, it is who I am, but it's not. Like, there's so much more to it. Look at Izzy burrowing. Biddy, we're not staying long, girl. We gotta hit the road. Because I don't want to feel like when I'm with someone else that I'm any less capable of what I am now. So, anyway, that is my rant. And that's something I've been, like, tiptoeing around. Even when I did my bus tour, it was like, I didn't want to say, like, solo female nomad, like, because I don't want to take away from the solo female nomads, but I also don't want to add to the whole, like, you're only a badass if you're a solo female nomad. If you have a boyfriend, no. Or a partner, no. I shouldn't say boyfriend. A partner, no. Like, yeah, having another person here right now would make me feel 100 times more comfortable, just because it's, like, someone to lean on and to, like, bounce ideas off of and, like, to help me make choices. But, like, I'm still the same person whether I'm with a second person or not. This little boy, okay, he's been riding his motorcycle around, which is cool. Good for you parents, giving him, like, the freedom, whatever. But he keeps chasing these deer away, and that's really bothering me, and I don't like that. And these deer, okay, I'm from Michigan. We have whitetail. They get massive. Like, people travel to where I live in Michigan to hunt. These are not, like, thick deer, but they're weirdly tall. I don't know. They're still beautiful, but weirdly tall. Yeah, this little asshole is going right at him. That makes me so mad. Not cool. I feel like it's now or never. Well, now we're in the morning. My gut is telling me to go now, because we still have, like, at least an hour of daylight. So I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna try to get service. Hopefully I don't come back in 10 minutes, like, in tears, like, holding my tears, like, that was a bad idea. What I keep telling myself is, like, I can't wait to get service and to call Jameson and be, like, laughing, like, yo, you won't believe what happened to me. And he can either tell me, like, yeah, that was really smart of you to do that, or he'd be like, no, you're an idiot. You should have done this. So, I just want service. This is what I'm telling myself. Everything seems fine. Like, it all feels good now. My gut is telling me everything's good to go. Now, if 10 minutes down the road I start losing my brakes again, I'll pull over. I feel like I'm in middle of nowhere. Like, the majority of the people going by are either travelers that don't care or someone that's willing to help me. Like, either way, this will work out. I'm thinking about, I'm like, it could be worse. I'm thinking about, I'm like, not having brakes is pretty scary when you're going down a mountain. But I'd rather have, like, a little bit of brakes than just, like, my vehicle giving out on me. And everything feels cool now. Like, cool, like, not hot. Nothing smells. My brakes feel okay. I'm like, it's time to go. Keep watching this little punk ass chasing deers on his little motorcycle. It's time to go. Alright, I have 3% battery left, and I'm going up a mountain. Now I'm sitting here for another, it says 7 minutes. I was at 12. So hopefully I'm okay, but I just talked to Jameson real quickly, and he was busy in the gym, but we could kind of hear each other. Pretty much, he was laughing at me and telling me just to take it easy going downhill. He doesn't seem too worried. He said I should probably get him checked, but he made some jokes at me, so that makes me feel a little bit better. So as of now, if I go off the cliff, he told me to call him so he can call a helicopter. But I think, like, it'll be fine. I just think, like, right now everything does feel hot, but I'm also 7,000 miles above sea level and I'm sitting on a hill. So I just want to get to Cody and I'll feel better. So I will keep you guys updated. Hopefully the next time I come on here, it's because I'm comfortable in a spot, not stranded on side the road. I cannot help but like laugh right now at my situation. Like, I just went by a lake that was completely frozen over. This is snow. Yeah. That's snow. There's snowmobiling tracks. So I feel like a little at home because I'm used to this, but I was also just in like 70-degree weather. And now I'm going through like snow. So this has to be good for my brakes, right? I'm going up the mountain. I'm going away from Cody. The road that split to go to Cody, I never passed it, but it's gone. So I'm just trying to go somewhere with service at this point. But like, this is legit snow everywhere. I'm to the point where I'm like, I don't even care about the service. If like something else happens, I will literally pull over wherever, and hopefully our ranger or cop comes and I can tell them like, hey, I'm not even scared of the knock. I'm like, please come help me. So that's where we're at. I'm going uphill, which I don't want to be going uphill, but I'm going uphill, and I'm snow on both sides. Wild, because it's June, and where I've been has been hot. This is bonkers. My GoPro died. It keeps taking me up this mountain, and I can't go anywhere else. Like, the sunset's beautiful, but I have snow anywhere. It goes from 3 feet to like higher than the bus, which my bus is like 9.5 feet of snow. Like, but the sunset is beautiful. But this is bizarre. And the roads are clear, but I have no service. And it's taking me up, like, winding up the mountain, which I appreciate, but like, I don't want to go up a mountain. I haven't seen a car 2 hours, and I'm surrounded by snow, which I see like snowmobiles and stuff. So, and there's pull-offs. I feel like if I have to pull over, I will, and I'll be safe. I won't have service or anything, but like, whatever. But like, I haven't seen a car, and like, I just saw a fox that was running down the middle of the road, and it was completely white, a white fox. And like, these views are breathtaking, but I'm also like, they're also terrifying because this isn't where I want to be. I'm in the middle of nowhere. So I am trying to like stay present, be thankful. Like, I'll be fine. But so my GoPro died and I cannot reach the better. But now we're going down the mountain. Which going up it was worse. I knew I was like going the opposite way, but now going down sucks because I'm trying to go so slow. So I don't want that to happen to my brakes again. And it's just like, it said 2 more miles of going 25, and I'm going slower than that. It's so curvy, and it's just, I mean, it's dark out now. We're doing it. I'm just like, I'm a little tired. I'm a little frustrated. There's pullouts I can pull off on, but like, I don't want to sleep on this mountain. This is not where I wanted to be. And it's just like, I don't feel like, I didn't take a wrong turn. Like, this was my only option. That's like the frustrating part. Like, there must be something I missed, but like, where I was at, there was nothing I missed. So it's just really frustrating because like, this is the opposite of what I wanted to be doing. But at this point, like, I just want to get down the mountain, and I can kind of see on the map it's taking me north, and then I can go down south to like Cody. I probably won't be able to start doing that tonight. This is just bizarre. Like, it was beautiful. I'm trying to take advantage. Like, I'm trying to be present and be like, this is a really beautiful view, but like, this was so not what I needed or wanted. And I just saw down like, there's the road down there. It's just so curvy. Like, last thing my brakes need right now. But also, like, I don't want to stay the night halfway up this mountain, you know? Okay, my camera died. That snow was like quarter of the mountain. It took me all the way up the mountain. I couldn't turn around. I mean, we were so high. It was beautiful, but it was insane. And there was I hadn't seen cars in hours. I don't know why it took me up that way. I mean, it seemed like the only way to go. I don't feel like I made a dumb mistake. I just feel like I was dealt with that option. My only thing was we were going up so high and I knew the sun was setting and the sunset was beautiful. I got it mostly on my phone because my camera died. I'll try to put some clips in, but I knew I had to come down, and that's what kind of got me because of my brakes, you know. But we made our way down. It was fine. I did see at the very bottom, I saw some people had campfires, kind of like probably some BLM spots. But I just wanted service, so I kept going, and of course it was taking me a little north of Cody, but more parallel. So I finally got to a town where I had service and I needed gas. So, you know, I had filled up, it was $6 a gallon. So thankfully we're going downhill most of the time, so I didn't use a lot of my gas. But so we go to this gas station. I'm thinking, okay, I'm like an hour and 15 minutes from any like places to stay in Cody. Like, I'm gonna do it. And then as soon as I got gas, I mean, it's like 11:15 at this point, and I was just so exhausted. And this lady was at the pump next to us. You could tell it was like her teenage son. He was probably 16 or 17. Bodhi's shaking the whole bus right now. Bubba, quit driving the car. And so she was out of it, and she was like, oh my gosh, she saw Izzy in the driver's seat, and she was like, she's so cute, she's looking at me. I'm like, that girl is sassy, don't let her like rule you. So then she's like, are you from here? I'm like, no. She's like, oh, okay, because I only asked because I'm a vet tech here. So she's like talking to seeing the dogs for a minute, and she's like, where are you from? I'm like, Michigan. I kind of told her story quickly. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to head south. I went to Yellowstone and I made a mistake and my brakes went bad and I just need to head kind of towards Cody. And she was like, you have a ways to go. I'm like, yeah, I got about an hour, but I'm like, I'm good to go. She's like, you can stay in our land out here. And it was so sweet of her. And of course, just naturally, I was like, no, it's fine. And then they drove off. And she was like, are you sure? I'm like, no, it's fine. They drove off, and I was like, I'm so tired. I don't think I can make it an hour. So she we're in the pitch dark. It's past midnight at this point. So I found a spot close to there. I think it's at a trailhead, but no one's here. There's a raging river next to us. It's just so confusing when it's dark out because it feels sketchy, but it's not. I saw 3 fox on right before here, and 2 of them were babies. So I made sure all my doors are locked because I have seen crazy videos of bears breaking into vehicles. But anyway, so I'm just gonna figure out what to do in the morning because there's not really any spots near Cody that I want to stay. So I think tomorrow's gonna be another driving day too, which is a bummer because I have some work I need to get done, and it's a beautiful day. But I think I'll feel better if I get towards some spots that I feel comfortable with. So we're gonna wake up super early in the morning and drive. But it's been an interesting day. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. It's days like this just remind you of shit happens. Some days are so easy and some days are not. At least I have service. So anyway, good night.